Amidst the landscape of modern military aviation, the Dassault Rafale fighter jet stands out as a singularly peculiar and compelling subject, a narrative defined equally by technical brilliance and geopolitical friction. It is often characterized not merely as an aircraft, but as the tangible embodiment of France's enduring quest for strategic autonomy, a path resolutely followed since its withdrawal from NATO's integrated command structure in 1966.
This pursuit of national self-reliance compelled Paris to invest heavily in its domestic defense industry, resulting in the Rafale, an ambitious project conceived to consolidate the roles of multiple legacy aircraft, including the Mirage F-1 and the Jaguar, onto a single, versatile platform. This philosophical approach, termed Omnirole, set the Rafale apart from collaborative efforts like the Eurofighter Typhoon, which other European nations prioritized.
While this independent development undeniably inflated budgetary costs and ultimately drove up the unit price, it concurrently afforded France complete sovereignty over design modifications, software upgrades, and the critical supply chain, a strategic advantage that many experts posit has proven invaluable in the long run. The prevailing technical assessment suggests that the Rafale, often categorized as a 4++ generation fighter, incorporates some of the most sophisticated aviation technologies of its time. Its design, optimized with a close-coupled canard and delta wing configuration, allows for exceptional maneuvering across both low-speed environments and supersonic flight regimes.
Powering this sophisticated airframe are the two Safran M88-2 afterburning turbofan engines, which deliver a thrust-to-weight ratio that is reportedly near optimal compared to many of its international contemporaries, enabling the aircraft to achieve speeds of Mach 1.8 and maintain a combat radius exceeding 1,000 kilometers with significant payload capacity.
Furthermore, the Rafale was among the first European fighters to integrate the RBE-2AA, Active Electronically Scanned Array, or AESA, radar. Dassault has consistently promoted the RBE-2AA's ability to concurrently track multiple targets and seamlessly support both air-to-air and air-to-ground strike missions, particularly enhancing beyond visual range capabilities when coupled with weapon systems like the Meteor missile. Complementing its radar systems is the widely lauded Spectra electronic warfare suite, which international defense analysts frequently assess as being among the world's most advanced integrated electronic protection systems. Some commentary suggests that Spectra's sophisticated sensor fusion and early warning capabilities arguably place the Rafale close to fifth-generation standards in the realm of electronic self-defense, effectively providing the aircraft with a potent electronic armor. However, the paradox of the Rafale lies not in its operational success. It has performed reliably across numerous complex theaters, including Libya, Mali, and Syria, often validating its Omnirole designation by conducting simultaneous air superiority, precision bombing, and reconnaissance tasks, but rather in its market performance. Despite entering service in the early 2000s as a technical marvel and a symbol of national pride, the Rafale suffered an almost two-decade-long period where it struggled profoundly to secure international export orders, earning it the unenviable moniker of the old maid of the defense industry. It is plausible that this protracted difficulty stemmed primarily from its prohibitive acquisition cost, with estimates for a fully provisioned aircraft package often pushing into the range of $200 to $250 million per unit, significantly higher than many competing platforms, like the F-16 or even the JAS-39 Gripen. Compounding the financial hurdle were the perceived rigidities in the French arms export framework. Unlike the U.S., which utilizes government-to-government foreign military sales, France traditionally relied on direct negotiations between key industrial players like Dassault, Thales, and Safran, with the state providing political support and export licenses. This structure, analysts suggest, was frequently accompanied by stringent political conditionalities, particularly regarding the use and potential re-export of the aircraft, which often made the Rafale a less flexible option compared to offerings from competitors like Russia or the United States, which might accept a broader range of strategic customers. Therefore, the Rafale emerges in modern defense discussions as an inherently contradictory machine, a technological triumph forged in the fires of national ambition, yet simultaneously burdened by an operational philosophy and cost structure that initially alienated much of the global arms market.
The strategic genesis of the Rafale fighter jet is inextricably linked to France's unique doctrine of military autonomy, a principle rooted in the nation's decision, decades ago, to forge its own defense destiny, largely separate from the integrated command structure of NATO. This fiercely guarded independence required Paris to prioritize the domestic development of advanced weaponry, necessitating the creation of platforms that could replace multiple specialized aircraft, the core concept that birthed the Omnirole design philosophy.
One hypothesis suggests that while this approach inherently led to massive research and development expenditures, making the Rafale significantly more costly than competing offerings like the Eurofighter Typhoon or American F-16 variants, the investment was fundamentally viewed by Paris as a necessary premium paid for absolute strategic control. By retaining full sovereignty over the aircraft's design, software architecture, and supply chains, France ensured that its most critical military asset would never be subject to political pressure or operational restrictions imposed by external allies, a crucial differentiator that appeared to solidify national confidence despite the aircraft's initial commercial difficulties. However, this very foundation of autonomy carried inherent commercial risks that manifested during the Rafale's two-decade-long struggle for export success. International military experts often cite the prohibitive cost, with a single unit sometimes approaching 100 million euros, and full package deals, including weapons, training, and infrastructure, potentially quadrupling that figure as the primary obstacle. It is believed that this price point deterred early buyers, especially those looking for cost-effective fleet replacement solutions. Furthermore, unlike the streamlined foreign military sales mechanism employed by the United States, French defense exports often rely on complex, direct negotiations between industrial giants like Dassault, Thales, and Safran, and the purchasing nation, with the state reserving the right to impose stringent political conditions and end-user agreements. These political strings, which often dictated strict controls on re-export or use in high-risk conflict zones, appeared to make the French proposition less flexible than those offered by competitors, particularly Russia or the United States, thereby limiting the Rafale's market reach during its formative years. The paradox of the Rafale only began to resolve itself as the global security landscape evolved in the 2010s. As geopolitical tensions encouraged nations to diversify their military sources and reduce reliance on single suppliers, especially Washington, the very attributes that once crippled the Rafale sales suddenly transformed into selling points. For major buyers such as India, Egypt, Qatar, and the UAE, the independence guaranteed by French technology and the proven combat record of the aircraft in theaters from Afghanistan to Libya offered an unparalleled balance of advanced fifth-generation capabilities, including the RBE-2AA AESA radar and the highly sophisticated Spectra electronic warfare suite, without the associated geopolitical leverage often wielded by other major arms exporters. The market finally validated France's long-term gamble. The high initial price was in fact the entry fee for strategic self-determination, attracting customers who valued sovereignty above marginal cost savings. Yet, even with its commercial redemption, the operational reality of the Rafale must be viewed through a sober, analytical lens. The aircraft's carefully cultivated reputation as an almost invincible machine was recently challenged by events, reportedly occurring in the Rajouri-Poonch sector, suggesting an engagement between the Indian Air Force and the Pakistan Air Force. Although definitive confirmation remains elusive, widely circulated accounts posit that a Rafale aircraft may have been engaged and potentially shot down by a Chinese-Pakistani J-10CE using the long-range PL-15E missile. This incident, if verified, would mark the first recorded combat loss of a 4.5-generation fighter to another peer aircraft, powerfully illustrating the military maxim that no single platform, however advanced, is immune to defeat. Experts suggest the outcome of such engagements often hinges less on the individual capabilities of the jet,
Indeed, the Rafale is believed to possess exceptional close-in maneuverability and more on the integrity of the networked battlespace, including the effectiveness of electronic countermeasures and early warning systems.
In this modern paradigm, the high-performance missile, coupled with coordinated electronic warfare support, such as the reported jamming interference provided by the JF-17 Block 3 against the Rafale's intended target lock with the Meteor missile, appears to be the decisive factor in beyond visual range combat. Therefore, the ultimate takeaway from the Rafale's journey is not merely a story of technological excellence overcoming early commercial struggles, but a testament to the uncompromising pursuit of strategic independence. The Rafale, despite its high cost and initial market resistance, is the tangible embodiment of France's unwavering defense doctrine, proving that self-sufficiency, though expensive and often difficult to achieve, can ultimately carve out a unique and profitable niche in a volatile global security environment. It is a powerful instrument, certainly, but it must be recognized not as an unstoppable legend, but as a critical piece of hardware operating within a larger, highly complex tactical network, reinforcing the crucial understanding that victory in modern warfare is determined by the integration of systems, not the performance of a lone aircraft.
The analysis and commentary presented in this video are based on publicly available sources and represent the channel's own objective perspective, offered to foster a deeper understanding of this remarkable and contradictory machine.